Paul Wurr is a well-known pastor, missionary, and preacher. His passionate preaching and strong belief in the Bible have made him an important person in the Christian community. He was born on September 11, 1961 in the United States. Paul David Wurr grew up in a traditional Southern family, but he didn't have strong beliefs in faith during his early life. He considered himself a skeptic and didn't care much about spiritual issues. It wasn't until he went to college that he experienced a change in his life through the teachings of Jesus. Jesus Christ Paul went to the University of Texas to study to be an oil and gas lawyer. While he was there, he met a Christian community that greatly influenced him. He often talks about how he found faith, highlighting the grace of God that helped him know Christ. Faith changed his view on life and made him want to follow a road in ministry instead of the well-paying job he had planned. After his conversion, Paul felt a strong desire to do missionary work, so he signed up for it. At Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas, he earned his Master of Divinity degree. While studying there, he developed a strong love for the Bible and a strong desire to share the gospel worldwide. This passion took him to Peru, where he worked as a missionary for almost 10 years. In 1988, he started the Heart Cry Missionary Society, an organization that helps support local missionaries. Heart Cry aims to support and provide resources for area pastors and church leaders, helping them share their message in their own societies and communities. The work of the Washer in Peru changed both the communities he helped and his own view of ministry. He saw the difficulties of poverty, lack of spirituality, and cultural obstacles, which improved his understanding. Trust in God and believe in the power of the faith. Paul Washer is known for his strong and deep teaching that sticks to the truth of the Bible. He gained a lot of recognition for his messages, surprising lesson for young people. In 2002 at a youth conference, Washer addressed the shallow beliefs in cultural Christianity common among many young people. He encouraged them to look closely at their faith. His message quickly went viral online, earning him international fame and establishing him as a passionate preacher. Despite his growing popularity, Washer has stayed dedicated to his main goal of helping local missionaries and sharing the gospel. The Heartsea Missionary Society now supports missions in over 50 countries, including Asia, Africa, Europe, and South America. The Washer's guidance has been key in guiding the organization's goal of helping local leaders start churches and teach believers in their own cultures. Paul Washer is a well-known author who has written many books and training resources to help believers learn more about the gospel and improve their relationship with Christ. His works focus on the importance of the gospel and its message, true conversion, and returning to the gospel. They highlight how essential the gospel is in all parts of a Christian's life and encourage readers to live with strong faith and dedication. Woe values his family life a lot. He is married to Chero, a woman from Peru, whom he met while doing missions work in South America. Together they have raised 3 children, and Woe often talks about how important family is to him. Ministry. He thanks his wife for always supporting him in their personal lives and in their work. In 2017, he had a serious heart attack that changed him and his ministry. While recovering, he thought about how short life is and how important his mission is. This near-death experience made him more determined to spread the gospel with even more passion, highlighting how important it is to know Christ. Throughout his life, Paul has stayed strong in his faith, dedication to Jesus despite facing challenges and opposition. His passion for the gospel, commitment to missions, and bold sharing of biblical truth have inspired many believers around the world. Whether through his preaching, writing, or missionary work, his influence on the Christian community remains strong. His life shows how God's grace can change and empower a regular person to achieve amazing things for spreading his message. Paul was a man known for his strong commitment to the gospel, and his fiery sermons faced one of the most profound challenges of his life in 2017 at the height of his ministry while constantly preaching and leading the Heart Cry. The Missionary Society member had a serious heart attack that almost killed him. This surprise event made him confront his life. Too faced a life-changing moment when he had a heart attack out of nowhere. He had always kept a busy routine, touring the world, speaking at conferences, and mentoring others, missionaries and veterans. His strong belief in the gospel pushed him to work hard, but he often forgot to take care of himself. One day, his body couldn't take it anymore, and he felt intense pain in his chest, along with a rush of fear. Wasser understood how delicate life really is. He was worried about his wife, Chero, and their 3 children. The Reinventing the Wifero Work Chero project turned that work life into Work Chero Summit. He feared he might not make it back to them and wondered if his work would end before he finished it. After being taken to the hospital, he had emergency surgery that saved his life. The days after were filled with uncertainty, pain, and a painful understanding of his own weakness. After spending many years teaching about God's control, this experience taught him a personal lesson about trusting that control, even when facing suffering and the chance of death. Recovery was a long and difficult journey. A strong and confident man suddenly found himself feeling weak and needing help from others. This was a humbling experience for someone who had always been independent and determined. During this time, the real strength of his family and community showed. His devoted wife became his support, taking care of him constantly and providing physical, emotional, and spiritual help. Her strong faith showed her the power of God's grace in their lives. Even though their children were young, they acted with great maturity. They supported their father by praying for his recovery and telling him to rest and trust in God. She often talks about how their faith helped them through difficult times. Resilience inspired him during his darkest times. His family became a live testimony to the very principles he had preached for years. Love, grace, and the importance of Christ in everything is a pressing concern. The Missionary Society came together to support him during this time. His fellow workers and the missionaries he had helped for years made sure the ministry could continue. They prayed hard for his healing and took on extra tasks to give him time to recover. This showed a great amount of love and care. Support reminded him that building God's kingdom relies on the combined faith of everyone, not just one person. As he slowly recovered his strength, he reflected on what he learned from this experience. The heart attack showed him how short life can be and the importance of using his time and energy wisely. It made him rethink his priorities, focusing more on his family and personal relationship with God. He understood that, while his ministry was important, it couldn't come at the expense of these other aspects of his life. He sacrificed his health and important relationships, but this time to think helped him become a better preacher. After facing death, Washer spoke with more urgency and honesty. He openly shared his experience to show how God is faithful even during tough times. He reminded people that God's grace is enough, even in the darkest moments. His heart attack, which brought him sorrow, became a turning point in his life and made him rely more on God. With God's help, he grew closer to his family and saw his work in a new light. The love and support from his wife, children, and church partners were crucial for his healing. Together, they transformed a painful time into a story of God's grace. Today, Paul continues to preach and lead the HCRB Missionary Society with more gratitude and purpose. His experience shows that even in tough times, God is always present. Strength is fully achieved. His family's love and his community's loyalty show the strength of shared struggles and the lasting hope in Christ. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.